Good evening. We call to order the regular meeting of West Valley City Council. We note that 6 members of the council are present. Council member Jake Fitisimanu is excused tonight. With that, we have an opening ceremony. We have invited tonight Mr. Jim Svensson, if that's as close as I can get.
It's correct.
From Danish ancestry, but here tonight to share some information with us. And so we'll invite him to come up to the microphone. I think we're ready for you. And we did get these.
Right. Thank you, Mayor, members of the City Council. Thank you so very much for this opportunity to talk about one of my passions, which is Greek drama and this year's production of Women of Trachis. 2 points. First point is we love this play because it's all about the Greek hero Heracles, the greatest, most courageous, bravest hero of all the Greeks. Why? Number one, he's a hero in the Greek sense. That means he's mortal, like all of us. He has a spectacular life. He has a spectacular death, which you'll hear about in the play. And afterwards, he becomes a cult hero with sanctuaries all around the Mediterranean for people to go and ensure his help. Second, he's a returning military warrior. He's a returning soldier, returning from a war, and he's been involved in his whole life in wars. 5, 6, 7 wars. He's been missing in action, and now he returns home, only to be accidentally killed by his wife. And thirdly, he's important because he knows he's going to die. He's facing an imminent death. And he reminds me of a book that has had great impact on my life, and that was a book from the 70s called On Death and Dying by Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. She says there are 5 stages for all of us, for anyone facing death. D, denial. 2, anger. 3, bargaining. 4, depression. But finally, acceptance, resignation. Point number 2 is the chorus. Every Greek tragedy is a musical, and the chorus brings us music, song, dance, pageantry. The Greeks love the chorus. My wife is a ballet dancer. She loves the chorus. And why does she love the chorus? Because in addition to all the pageantry, it's a council, not unlike this council, who listens to the actors and the action on stage, who asks questions, who gives advice, and finally makes judgments. We all sitting in the audience have to make judgments about what's happening on stage. And we watch another audience, the chorus, as they sing and dance and make their judgments. Lastly, the chorus is a voice of regime values. And I'll ask you all to go back to high school and remember your civics teacher saying to you, go into your pockets, pick out a United States coin, and tell me what it means to be an American. Those 3 phrases on every American coin. And we all know them, don't we? Number 1, in God we trust. And an ancient Greek would say, yes, we are a God-fearing people. We see gods everywhere. 2, the L word, liberty. And again, the Greeks fighting for 100 years against the Persians for liberty. Again, a Greek would say yes. And last, a pluribus unum, a little bit of Latin for us Greeks, which means from several one. Not so very much for the ancient Greeks. They were more into several, the individual city-states, instead of one. Everybody asks me, what's my favorite Greek play? I've been teaching Greek theater for 50 years. And I have a pat answer, and I say it's the one I'm working on. And now it's Sophocles' Women of Trachis. And on behalf of the cast and company, and Susan Klinker, and the UCCC, we'd like to invite you all to see Sophocles' Women of Trachis. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much. And so, appreciate Susan and her work in helping us do this, and as well Deanne Barney and getting you here. Jim, thank you. And it was interesting just to listen to you and your passion for these types of plays. And I must admit my knowledge and background are pretty weak in this area.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Have a nice evening. With that, let's see, special recognitions. Do we have a scout here tonight? Oh, well, great. Well, we welcome you, and in fact, we invite you to come forward and tell us 3 things. It can't be personal things, but we say, if you're involved with a scout troop, tell us your troop number, what you're working on, a badge or some type of thing, and then finally, just in general, the school you attend. You do that, those 3 things, and if you forget any of them, I'll coach you on it. But just come up to the microphone.
Hello, my name is George, and my troop number is 761. The badge I'm working on is citizenship in the community, and I go to Eisenhower Junior High.
Great. Well, thank you very much for coming tonight. You picked a quiet night and probably a short meeting, so you're lucky. We won't go till 9:30. We'll be done long before that.
There's another scout.
Oh, wait a minute. There is another scout? Oh, I didn't even see you sitting over there, so welcome.
So my name is Ammon. I am here working on citizenship in the community and communication. They both have attending a meeting as part of the things, the requirements. I am in Troop 479, and I go to Granger High School.
Great. Well, welcome. Thank you for coming. Okay, with that then, in fact, I think that was just about our whole audience. 50%. You're not a scout. No. Okay, then our minutes of August 21st. To the council for a motion on the minutes.
I move for approval of the minutes.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion passes unanimously. The minutes are approved. Next, we have our public comment period. No one signed up for it. Is there anyone here who's planning on speaking? Making a public comment, can be on anything you want. Not seeing any, then we'll move on. First we listen to the public, then we see if our city manager has any comment he wants to make.
No, sir, thank you.
Okay. Council members, anything? Nope. Okay, well, this may be a really short meeting. Okay, next, we're actually down to item 7 on our agenda. We have an application Z-9 2018 filed by our city requesting a zone change from agricultural, minimum lot size half acre, to C2, general commercial. This is for property located at 3316 South, 5600 West. This is a 1 acre parcel. It is currently serving as a stormwater retention pond for that commercial development that's right there by it. The problem is with the agricultural zoning, and then it's surrounded by this C2 zoning, which is commercial buildings, that if it stays that way, then it's supposed to have a masonry wall erected between it and the commercial development. That doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. In fact, actually would be harmful, for then it would hide or create areas where perhaps transients or homeless people could set up camps. So what we are doing is changing that to match, to match the zoning surrounding it, so there would not be a need to do that. and it will continue to be used as a stormwater retention pond. It's been used that way for many years, and I guess it will continue into the future. So that's what the purpose of this proposal is. We will also consider in conjunction with that, that's the application number, it's ordinance 18-31 to change that. So that will be the motion as on the ordinance. With that introduction then, of course the council is free, or the city manager, to add any further comments to the council.
I need to open up public hearing.
Oh, excuse me, you're right. And that's why they have council members, because the mayor can't remember to do that. No, they actually serve a lot of other purposes too, I'm just kidding. Then I will open the public input portion. Is there anyone here to speak to this application? Seeing none, then I will close the public hearing portion. So I've got it right now. Okay. Now we'll go to the council.
I move for approval of ordinance 18-31.
Second.
Any further comments or discussion? Seeing none, as required by state law, we will go to our city recorder for a roll call vote.
Councilwoman Lang,
Yes.
Councilman Bueller,
Aye.
Councilman Hune,
Aye.
Councilman Christensen,
Yes.
Councilman Nordfelt,
Yes.
and Mayor Bigelow.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
So ordinance 18-31 is approved. Next we have a resolution. And by the way, if we don't spend a lot of time on these, just for explanation to our scouts here visiting, this is the second time we have discussed these items. We discussed them last week in a study meeting, and so we were able to get more information. So if we don't spend a lot of time on it, it's because it's not very controversial, and we've already talked about it. So with that then, Resolution 18-156 is to authorize the purchase of a pump track from American Ramp Company. And this would cost $156,009 and $9. Oh, thought you were trying to get my attention.
I'm trying to get someone else's attention.
Oh, okay. And what this is, a pump track is, and the one we're purchasing is a modular, oh, you want to show it?
I think this will be of interest to our particular audience. that's
Okay,
here.
this is for bicycles. You know where our current skate park is, over on 5600 West, just north of 3100 South on the east side. Well, just to the north of that is a dirt area, and this will accomplish a couple of things, and we'll show you a map of this while it's warm. It'll warm up in a minute. But oftentimes at the skate park you'll have bicycles and people on skateboards, maybe even some on rollerblades, and mixing those sometimes creates some concerns about safety. So adding this will alleviate some of the congestion, will make it safer. And the thing that happens is on a pump track, you don't have to put down your feet and push. You just weave up and down and kind of pump, kind of like riding or swinging on a swing, I guess, in a sense. That's the closest I can come to that. So it's modular. We'll actually have two different ones there, and we're still not warmed up yet. Yeah, I don't see anything either. Many places they build these, but they'll build them out of concrete or something, and then you can't change them. But this modular design, we can take and move pieces around and create different designs. And the one thing that caught my attention on that was that if they were to have like some sort of event or competition, that they could make a different design specifically for that particular group. So Still nothing.
I
Oh,
think we're on the-
these are on up here?
They're seeing what you're seeing.
The diagram.
They're seeing the diagram? Okay. So you can kind of get an idea of, you can see the kind of shapes. These two that we have here are the two proposed ones that we would initially do, and then see if there were changes beyond that. And so with that, Councilman Bueller, anything you wanted to add to that, since you were so great about getting it up?
I was excited to see the skate park open, and I'm excited to see this and bring more opportunities to especially our youth to exercise and have fun out there. And I think that it is a good development for improved safety. And with that, I will move for approval of Resolution 18-156.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, then we'll turn to our city recorder for the vote.
Councilman Nordfeld?
Yes.
Councilman Christensen?
Yes.
Councilman Hume?
Aye.
Councilman Bueller?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ling?
Yes.
And Mayor Bigelow?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay. Before we close, then, just a reminder that the performance of the women of Trachis, or something like that, will be September 21st. There's a discussion at 7, and then the actual performance at 7:30.
At the Cultural Center.
At the Utah Cultural Celebration Center,
Amphitheater.
Amphitheater, that's right, outside. So with that then, any further comments from the council? If not, a motion. Everyone wants to stay. Okay. Well, then you've got to talk.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Those opposed, say no. Motion passes unanimously. We are adjourned.